25 wealthiest colleges and universities receiving nearly $4 billion in COVID aid, with Johns Hopkins receiving nearly $33 million. Other area colleges receiving more than $100 million combined. This is Baltimore Community College president is now earning $600,000 annually after a $200,000 raise. Joining us this morning, CEO and founder of OpenTheBooks.com, Adam Andrzejewski. Good morning, Adam.
Good morning, Tom.
You've broken down a lot of these. You're just looking at the 25 top colleges with endowments. I mean, you start reading about what you uncovered with Hopkins and their endowment, $485 billion total, but they have a $4 billion in there. Why are they receiving aid for COVID when other colleges need it more?
So the top 25 most wealthy schools, they started the pandemic with about $350 billion in their endowment. That's all the money in the world. It's a third of $1 trillion. Well, Tom, they ended the pandemic years with $485 billion in their endowment. They were up $135 billion of growth during those pandemic years. Yet our auditors found that the schools took nearly $3.8 billion of congressional COVID aid. And I think the presidents of these schools, schools like the University of Chicago, like Ivy League schools like Cornell and Dartmouth and the University of Pennsylvania, I think the presidents of those schools need to go up in front of Congress and testify why they took the money when every dime was borrowed against our national debt.
Yeah, you go there on the larger scale, but let's go just talk about the ones right here around the Baltimore area here. University of Baltimore receiving $27 million, you found. Baltimore City Community College, $21 million. CCBC, $69 million.
Yeah, University of Baltimore, I think, was $14 million that they received in congressional COVID aid. All of this was dwarfed by the amount that Johns Hopkins received, $33 million, with a $9.3 billion endowment. Now, Tom, ahead of this segment, yesterday, I reached out to the communication department there at Johns Hopkins. I wanted to know why they took the money, and we did not receive an answer.
So have you gotten any response from anybody? I mean, they're saying, okay, well, these colleges and universities had hardship. Classes were stopped. There was everyone was working from home. They had kids getting their lunch and going back to their dorms, stuck in there. Is that why they needed the money?
Yeah, and those typically, when they do respond, that's typically the answer. Okay. Although with $9.3 billion in your endowment, Johns Hopkins answer there, they could have paid their own way. Schools like Harvard and Yale and Notre Dame and Northwestern, they didn't take the money. So we're interested in hearing a response from them. However, locally, the smaller schools, and you've got all kinds of different schools that were bailed out by Congress. I think most folks don't realize that taxpayers have quite a subsidy into, for instance, schools of massage therapy and beauty schools and rabbinical studies schools and theological colleges and trade schools. And all of those in the Baltimore area got thousands, if not millions of dollars.
Adam, I know we have to go now, but I know you're still working on a story that we've been discussing for over the last 2 weeks about the raise, $600,000 now for the president of Baltimore City Community College. We're out of time right now, but we'll try and get some information on that and keep us. You're still investing in that, and that's still going through the process, right?
We just filed a 2-count Open Meetings Act violation with the Maryland Attorney General. I wanted to address the board meeting. Our findings have caused a lot of anxiety on campus. I wanted to address their last board meeting. They refused to even respond to my request. We still have an open records request outstanding for the initial contract, which they've refused to provide, and a breakdown of $1.5 million in cash compensation over the last 3 years to the president. We still haven't received that either, so there are more questions than answers. And we're going to stay on it, Tom.
Adam Andrzejewski with OpenTheBooks.com. We appreciate it. Thanks for the digging.
Thank you.